All right, I think we are live on Facebook. So, hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Yes, I see us on Facebook. Hey, you guys. Hey, y'all, come on in. I'm about to start the room on Clubhouse. Give me just a moment. Hello, hello. Hey, guys. I see y'all sharing. I see you coming on in. Hello. Hey, y'all. Hello, hello. We are also on Clubhouse, so give me a second as I ping some people in the room. Hey, y'all, how y'all doing? I see that you guys are sharing. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Are y'all ready for this conversation on tonight? Okay. I have my okay, here we go. All right, I have my girls here. Hey, you guys, welcome, 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 welcome to our hey y'all. Hey, okay, yep, I see it's live. Okay, wait a minute, it's live on my personal page, not my personal page, but my business page too. Okay, then. Okay, wait a minute, it's live on my. Okay, then. We just gonna roll with it. Hey, y'all. Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the mentor and chat. I am Charissa T, visionary of HR Ministries, and I am so excited that you guys decided to pop in this room on tonight to talk with us and come in and get what God is going to give out on this evening. I have two beautiful queens here, two beautiful queens, and they are going to introduce themselves and they are going to tell you a little bit about them. And then we're going to get into this conversation because I do believe that this is going to be a jam-packed hour. I do believe that this is going to be a jam-packed hour. So I want you guys to come on in. Hey, listen, y'all are on Clubhouse. Hey, Kavita. Hey, Lashana. Welcome to HR Ministries. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all on Clubhouse and Facebook Live. Thank y'all so much for joining. Listen, I am excited. I'm going to toss it over to whoever wants to come next and share who they are, what they do, and toss the baton to the next person.
Good evening, y'all. I am Joey. I am Joey Gresham, and I am the owner of Joey Iman. I'm a life coach and therapist serving women and moms.
Hey, y'all. I'm Tonya Williams, and I am a speaker, a transformational life coach. I'm also an author, and I also have a business called Covered Girls Coaching and Services LLC, where I help young women that's just starting their business learn how to brand, about opening up their LLC, or I also teach them how to build business credit and just business marketing and branding 101.
That's what's up. Y'all see these business owners in the building. Hey, y'all. Y'all are joining Clubhouse. Hey, thank you so much. I don't want to mess up your name. Is it Cormentia? Cormenta, thank you so much for joining. Hey, y'all, we are so super excited for you guys to be here. Listen, if you are on Clubhouse, go ahead and hit that share button, get some people, ping some people in the room. And if you're on Facebook Live, I dare you too to go ahead and hit that share button and get some people in the room, man, as we dive in the topic of mentorship. Mentorship. I am excited to be able to come with this conversation yet again. We teamed up not even a year ago, was it? It wasn't a year ago, probably about maybe 8 months, 6-8 months ago, and we had the same conversation about mentorship, and had a great conversation. And so I know they were asking for us to bring it back, and so we are here for part 2. And I don't know how God is going to move or what is going to be said on tonight, but I do believe that you guys are in the room or on the live for a reason. And so again, we thank you for joining. So if y'all ready, if you guys are ready, go ahead and put ready in the chat. I am listening and looking. Put ready in the chat if you all are ready for this word on tonight. I believe it's going to be a blessing to you. I have some amazing women on here tonight who are going to be just dropping gems. I already know how this is going to go. Hey, Eva, I see you. Hello. Thank you so much for joining. If y'all ready, go ahead and let me know in the comments that you guys are ready for this conversation. I want to start, if y'all don't mind. Y'all ladies, y'all ready? Y'all ready? Okay, here we go. I want to start with 2 verses of scriptures, and then I'm going to toss it off because really it's a conversation. This is no rhyme or reason. We're just talking tonight. We're just really just having a conversation around the topic of mentorship. But I want to put 2 verses in your hearing because this is what God laid on my heart as I was just kind of preparing for today. He laid on my mind Ruth 1, verse 15 through 18. I want to read that, and I also am going to read 2 Kings 2, verses 1 through 2 in the Message version. So this is Ruth 1, verses 15 through 18. It says, "Then Naomi, look at your sister-in-law has gone back to her people and to her gods. Turn back and follow your sister-in-law." But Ruth said, "Don't urge me to leave you or turn back from following you. For where you go, I will go, and where you lodge, I will lodge. Your people will be my people, and your God, my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. May the Lord do the same to me as he has done for you, and more also, if anything but death separates me from you." When Naomi saw that Ruth was determined to go with her, she said nothing more. That was Ruth 1, verses 15 through 18 in the Amplified version. And I want to also read this in your hearing, 2 Kings 2, verses 1 through 2, and this is the Message version. And it says, "Just before God took Elijah to heaven in a whirlwind, Elijah and Elisha were on a walk out to Gilgal. Elijah said to Elisha, 'Stay here. God has sent me on an errand to Bethel.' Elijah said, 'Not on your life. I'm not letting you out of my sight.' So they both went to Bethel." I read those 2 because the theme that I'm hearing is that the mentee knew who the mentor was and wanted to stay with that mentor. They knew that that person had wisdom or something that they were supposed to get from them. And as we start this conversation, I wanted to put these verses out there because how many times we're all coaches, business owners, we are ministers, we do all these things, but how many times do we find that person who we really just need to stay and glean with? And when I think about mentorship, that's what I think about you finding that person or you connecting with that person who you just cannot let get out of your sight. You guys have to pair up. You guys have to talk. You guys have to have that camaraderie and that friendship because there is something that they have that you need. So I want to start there. When I think about mentorship, I'm thinking it's about that friendship, that partnership, someone who you cannot let go of, someone who you want to follow. It's a person that has that guidance, that wisdom, or that light, sort of, or sort of speak, that person who has they have that glow about them, or it's just something about them, and you have to stick with them no matter what. And even if they try to let you go, because you think about the verses, right? Even if they try to let you go, you like, wait, hold on, we ain't done yet, hold up, come on back, roll on back around, I'm not finished yet, you know. And so, ladies, I want to just toss it off to you, man. As I was as you were listening to those verses that I read, what stuck out to you, and what does it mean for you when you think about mentorship? Whoever wants to go first.
I think we mentioned this on the last live that we did, that a lot of times it's not us finding them, it's them finding us. And, you know, anytime I coach, within the first conversation, I can tell if they're really serious. You know, you have some people who are really serious and want to set goals and to move forward. And then you have some that really just want to see, okay, what's this life coach all about? You know? And so I always try to use discernment. And there has been times when, you know, I've prayed about it, and, you know, the conversation has gone on to where, you know, how often should I do this? And, you know, I really need it, but I don't have the money. And God will put it on my heart that they're my assignment. And, you know, we're all in the business to make money, but for me, it's ministry. And so, you know, when God speaks to me and says, well, they're your assignment, then, you know, at that point, I have to kind of let the business side go. And if I know that they are, he sent them to me because, you know, I can help them, then a lot of times, then, you know, I have to just say, okay, well, you know, I'm here as long as you need me. And, you know, but I also let them know that, hey, you know, my overall goal is not for you to need me more than, you know, 3 to 6 months. My goal is for you to take these tools so you can do it yourself. But it's not just them learning something from me. A lot of times during that process, like God is growing me, or, you know, I'm also learning something because I said yes to the assignment.
The thing that comes to mind, and it's just really simple, it is just choosing to be committed. Just choosing to be committed. You know, with any relationship, it's a choice. It's a choice. And a lot of times we get our signals mixed and crossed, and we are not on the path that we're supposed to, or the connection is not going in the direction that it's intended to go. And so it's just having that clarity of where you are, where you want to be, and knowing, as Tonya mentioned, having that discernment on both ends of what this is and what it should be, and just choosing, making the choice to be committed.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. You guys said so much. One thing I want to piggyback on, Tonya talked about the assignment and allowing them to say, hey, I want you to really get these tools and utilize it, not just stick around for 3 to 6 months and, you know, not implementing what, you know, what we're asking or saying that you should do. So there's a trust factor there. Like, you have to trust that mentor and know that that mentor either sees something in you or sees a route that you should take. And you have to be able to trust what they're saying and do what they're telling you to do. It's not like a lot of us, you know, and you said the assignment, which, oh my goodness, I could talk about that all day. But many people reach out to us and want coaching, but then there is, Joy, that commitment piece. It's like, why would you take this time to wait, you know, spend your money if you're not going to implement the strategies that we're putting in place for you, or you're not going to, you know, do the work. Like, you have, as a mentee, you have to do the work. And I want to say this as well, because I feel my in my spirit, a lot of us who are coaching, and Tonya, you say this all the time. A coach needs a coach. You as a coach who does things for others needs someone pushing and prepping you on the backside so that you're continuing to grow and you're continuing to sharpen the saw and do what you need to do to be your best self for those people who God sends you along, aka the assignment. The assignment. How many times have we and you don't really have to say you're a so-called coach, but God places people around us who we are to help encourage and go to the next level. That's the assignment. And how many times are we resisting it, or we're fighting against it because maybe that person is a difficult person, or maybe that person is just like not utilizing the strategies that you have given them? How many people have we lost? So coach or no coach title, how many people have we lost because we are just stressed out to the max, maybe because of things that we either have going on or their outcome of what they're doing? We're all on, we all have people who God sends our way to help. That's what we're here to do. We're supposed to pull each other up. Iron sharpens iron. I say that all the time. So you have to be mindful about the people who are around you so you can continue to pull them up, because that's what you're supposed to do. But how many times have we dropped the ball? If we can really be honest, how many times are we letting people slide or letting people go? How many times are we're not holding people accountable? You don't have to be a coach to you hold your friends accountable. Hey girl, you don't need to do that. That's not right. I see your mic on, Tonya. I see you guys. I see it. I hit something. How many times are we just not being accountable to holding people accountable to the things that they say they're gonna do?
And sometimes what I wanted to say is sometimes, our assignment may be that difficult person. That person that you find yourself week after week giving them the same advice, giving them the same instructions, but they never take your advice. Then they go back and they make the same mistakes and they come back to you again, and I have found myself sometimes with that cutoff spirit, like, okay, look, how many times have we done this? I'm doing this as a service to you, whether it's paid or unpaid. I've done this in friendships. And at some point, it's draining. And like you said, every coach needs a coach, but sometimes even when you have a coach, it's still draining. And, so sometimes we have to look at it from a point of, okay, why does this person keep coming back to me? There's a reason why they keep coming back to me. And sometimes I think it's a growth thing. We sometimes forget when we get to a level and we have matured spiritually, or whatever, we forget where we came from. And it's so easy for us to think, how patient Jesus was with us, or how patient, how we really forget, and it's easy for us to throw in the towel to them. But it's obviously, if they keep coming back, there's an assignment there, not just for them, but for us. And you never know, it may help you down the road in your business with dealing with a difficult client. And if you can't handle this friend, that's difficult and not taking your advice, how are you going to handle that difficult client on a really bad day when you've had it up to here and, you're on your last limb for the day? So are we going to act out of our emotions and cut them off and lose a client, or potentially whoever follows them as well?
So another thing that stuck out as I'm listening to both of you is fear. And I've made posts on Facebook about this, but 2022 is truly a season of faith for me and embracing uncertainty. And when I think of mentorship, and when as I'm listening to you two, that's the thing that comes up: choosing to be committed, wrestling with fear versus walking in faith. And we sometimes, when we're dealing with that from the mentee, we have to nurture that in them, to help them to become a little bit more fearless. And that our mentorship in that capacity will help propel them to where they need to be, and decrease that resistance that exists, that is likely due to them being in a season of uncertainty and struggling with fear, instead of walking in faith. It takes a lot when we talk about the trust factor, trust on both ends, coach versus mentee or mentee versus mentor. It takes trust. And we, a lot of times we don't know these people. They don't know us and we don't know them. And as Tonya mentioned, we're just placed in this position by God to serve in this capacity, and to nurture this assignment that we've been given. And so we have to do the inner work in ourselves, as well as nurture the deficits that exist, and the barriers that exist within that other individual.
That's so good. That's so good. She said we have to nurture ourselves. We have to get ourselves together, right? We have to be our best selves for those people who God has sent our way. That means what I'm thinking in mind, taking care of self-care, having that accountability partner, being in the presence of God, staying in prayer, in worship, doing things that we have to do so that we are absolutely that vessel, to be that coach, to be that mentor, for that particular person. Because we never know, like you said, we don't know everybody. We don't know who God's, even if we do, this probably still something that we probably don't know. And it may be revealed as we connect on that level, but we just don't know what everybody is not telling what they have going on. It's not like writing on the wall. You have to have those intimate conversations with everybody, and you have to be able to trust them. And one of the things that, God is just reminding me of, when that is something is revealed, the coaches to help them pull that thing up by the roots. We don't want to babysit it. We don't want to pat it on the back. We got to get to the root of the thing so that we can allow them to be their best selves, which is going to cause them to be vulnerable, especially if, for example, for me, I work with authors, people who want to write books. And so a lot of people who come to me are writing about their stories. And the one thing I always ask them, because I know that when you're writing about something that has happened to your past, usually you're writing as a portion of healing. And so you may not be all the way over it. So I asked them, okay, what do you think? What obstacles do you think may come your way as you're writing this book? Because anytime you go back and look back at a thing, and and it still rubs you the wrong way, or it gets you in a place that can get you depressed or down, this stuff is real. So you have to get to the root of the thing to find out what's the root cause, to help that person really come out of that thing. And it's God is saying it's kind of like therapy, sort of, in a sense, therapeutic in a sense, but that's what we do as coaches. That's what we do as people in general. We meet people on a daily basis, whether we're at work or in the store, and at a conference or any event, we meet all different types of people. And for whatever reason, they may gravitate to you, right? They may come to you or talk to you or want to get to know you because that light is showing on them. And when they talk to you and they open up to you, you have to be, mindful and ready to how to kind of encourage them and steer them in the right direction. Because for whatever reason, God sent them to you. And sometimes we get like, oh, I don't understand why they're coming over to me. Yeah, it's because you have something inside of you that they need. And so don't run away from the people, nurture them and encourage them wherever they are on this journey. I'm excited. I'm excited about this conversation, y'all, because even though there's some things that we hit on the last session, God is still doing a new thing, and even in this, and I know y'all sense it and y'all feel it. So let's go deeper. Let's go deeper into the topic of mentorship. what are some, I'm going to toss this question to you two. What are some things a person will want to look for if they are looking or in need of? How do you know you need a mentor? Like what are some things, you know, that may come up? I'm tossing this to you guys. For a person who may be thinking they need a mentor or been thinking about it or not even sure, what are some of the things the people can are sensing or looking for in a mentor?
I think for me, if it was me myself looking for one, it would be things like, am I stagnant? Am I stuck? Or maybe I have goals that I have not even touched yet. So maybe I have a business or I have a goal, but I have no idea how to do it. Or even writing a book, I have no idea where to get started. And most of the time, people just need that cheerleader. They just need that push. They need somebody. They forget that we live in the world of technology and it's as easy as Googling, how do I do this?
Yeah.
But it makes a difference when you have a body there, somebody who's like really rooting you on, and especially on those difficult days when, you know, you just feel like, I can't do this. And they're like, girl, you can do this, you know, and then they walk you through the steps. And sometimes it's just those little things of, okay, today, take 15 minutes and do this, you know, do something for yourself today. You know, you got to work towards the goal, but you also, like you said before, you got to nurture yourself. So if you're pouring everything into everything and everybody else, and at the end of the day, you're drained, you got to do one thing a day for yourself. Mine is coffee or a long hot bubble bath. I mean, it's as simple as that. And, you know, we as women, we wear so many hats, but we forget that. So I think for me, those would be the main things. Is there areas in my life that I want to grow or I want to change in? I mean, let's just be real. We're talking about, you know, mentorship here. It could be anything. It could be, I cuss and I want to stop cussing. I mean, let's just be real. I mean, that's a thing. You know what I'm saying? So birds of a feather flock together. So if you and all your friends cuss like sailors, guess what? You're not going to be able to quit. Or, you know, but if you get around other like-minded people, and, you know, hey, I'm gonna be honest, when I first started out, I had to make up my own words to keep from cussing. You know what I'm saying? So it's a process, but I just use that because it's real, because I feel like if you use something that people can relate to, then they can look within themselves and say, hey, okay, maybe I need a coach or maybe I need a mentor. But, you know, that to me, those are the things that I would look for.
Good.
Well, there's nothing else for me to say. I mean, that's it right there. That is absolutely it. That is absolutely it. Everything. And going back to that, the piece when I previously stated that it's a struggle to be in when you are not in a place of embracing uncertainty. And when you're in that place of uncertainty, and as Tonya mentioned, where it results in you being stagnant and just completely shutting down, that you need a mentor. You need a mentor, you need a coach, whatever you want to term it, call it. You need someone to be there for you via Zoom, phone, in person, however you prefer, just to be that person that can talk through these things with, and to cheer you on, and to remind you, that accountability piece, to remind you that you can do it, and to remember your why. What are we working toward, and why are we working toward that? And so I don't think I have much more to say, Tonya.
Sorry.
I mean, that's good, y'all. Like you said something to help, so for someone to help you remember their why, and having a goal, and keeping that goal, that end goal in mind. Like those are things that your mentor will be working with you on, and reminding you, hey, we said December, time is a ticking. Like, what are we doing? That person, and to be honest, man, that mentor may be on your neck, like on your back about some things, but it's so needed to get you where you need to be. Real story. I have recently got in touch with a nutritionist, and she was helping me to get some weight, lose some weight. I wanted to make some healthier lifestyle changes. And she was, meeting with me and giving me plans and all kinds of things. And it was great information. But if I didn't put the work in to do it, it's just great information. And so, yeah, we have to, there again, once the coach gives us the things that we need, we got to take it and we got to run with it. And we got to be real with ourselves and know when we make the mistake and it's like, ouch, I didn't do that right. Oh, it's okay for them to step on your toes. Some of us need somebody to step on our toes a little bit and be like, hey, look, like you said you was going to do this. Why? Like, get to the reason, like, get me together. Like, we need that. And have to be honest with ourselves. A lot of times we try to, flowery, put a little white, what do you call white lies? We got to be honest with ourselves and be like, yeah, I ain't do it. Yeah. Yeah, it was a hit or miss for me. I ate out too much this week. I should have, like being for real. We have to do that. And so it's just us really like looking at that mentor as that accountability piece and really being honest with them and taking the hard hits and know, okay, we didn't do good this week. Just suck it up. You didn't do it. Be real with yourself. If you can't be transparent and honest with yourself, how can you be transparent and honest in that coach mentor relationship? It's not going to work. And so, yeah, I'm just excited about everything God is, doing and opening up and just reshifting our mindset really about what that relationship looks like and really getting that relationship with us together too, because we have to realize like, hey, we have to, if we won't change, it has to start with us and we have to put in the work. We cannot we're living in a society that's so microwavable and they want it very easy and they don't want to work really hard. And me being coming into entrepreneurship, I'm like, oh, Jesus, this is another beast. It is a whole nother beast, And, I prayed about it and I know this is where God has led me to do, but it's a whole, you have to be mentally, Joy, you mentally ready for this. Like the fight is up the ante.
Look, it ain't like a 9 to 5. If you don't work, you don't get paid at the end of the week or every 2 weeks. Like,
come on, sis.
I mean, I think the same thing goes with mentorship. We can lie to ourselves all day and say, well, I don't feel like doing anything today. It's come payday, it's going to show up.
Come on now.
With mentorship, you can lie to us all day, but eventually we're going to be able to see the truth because, I don't know about you guys, but I give homework. So, hey, every time we meet or you don't show up, well, I already know you didn't do your homework.
That's good.
And like we say, we can provide you the tools, but they don't work unless you do. Otherwise, we're just another Starbucks coffee that you're throwing however much an hour away to, and you're not using it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I appreciate the donation, but the way I coach, I'm not going to just string you along to take your money. If I see you're not serious or this is not working, maybe I'm not the best fit for you. Yeah. And that's why I say every coach needs a coach, and you need to have coaches in different arenas, because I'm not afraid to say, I don't know about that. I've never experienced that. I don't like to coach from Google. I like to coach from real experiences and things that I can really tell you about. Yeah. So I'm okay with saying, I don't really know how to do that, but I can see, I know somebody does. And then I can call Joey and say, hey, I've got this client, or call you. So I think, again, that's another honesty piece that we have to have, not only with ourselves, but with our mentor.
That's good.
Can I say one thing?
Yes.
Just going back a little bit. When we talk about being honest with ourselves, or the expectation that our mentees should be honest with themselves, even before they become a mentee, they have to be honest with themselves and realize that I can't handle it by myself. That's where we need to start. I can't handle it by myself, because a lot of times I feel like a lot of us, the majority of us, trick ourselves and tell ourselves lies and trick ourselves into believing that, oh, I got it. No, you don't. You don't at all. You do not. You do not. And there's nothing wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with saying, I don't have it. I don't know. I don't have a clue. It is okay, because that's the first step to growth. That's the first step to growth, is to acknowledge that, hey, I don't have it together. I don't have a clue of what I'm doing. I don't have a clue where I'm going. And that coach, that mentor, is there to provide that extra layer of fluff, not fake fluff, but just that soft cushion to help you to glide you to where you need to be, as long as you are pairing that with real work. Real work. Another thing that I want to say is, cognitive in social work, we always talk about cognitive distortions and the things that we trick ourselves into believing, and the lies that we tell ourselves, and how we, just all of that. It's so hard. Any person who's seeking support, particularly therapy in some way, will tell you, and even if you're not, just who you are as a person, it is difficult a lot of times to reframe those negative thoughts. It is difficult to say, oh, I'm not going to think that way anymore. It's difficult. That's why the word habit exists, because because we've been doing it so long, whether knowingly or unknowingly, we've been doing it for so long that it has now become a part of who we are, or what we do on a day-to-day basis. And we have to truly be honest and realize that, as difficult as it is to stop whatever negative thought that is, whether it's I can't do it, whether it's personally you don't think you're a good person, or whatever it is, or I'm going to be just like my mom, or just like my dad, or whatever it is, as difficult, whatever that sensitive area of your life is, think about that, and think about how difficult it is to reframe those thoughts and stop yourself in your tracks and get to a more positive place. That lets you know that it's just as difficult when we talk about mentorship, and your role as a mentee. It's just as difficult to stop tricking yourself into believing I got it, because you don't, boo, you don't. You don't. And again, I cannot stress enough, it is okay, and it's the first step to being true to yourself, to being honest, to be even to get yourself in a position to establish a healthy relationship, a healthy mentorship with a person who's qualified, with a person who has experience, with a person who is a godsend, right? Who is the perfect person for you, who is the right assignment that you're connected to. You have to start there.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's
But
good.
I think it's difficult for some people. Some people, I find in women today, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm seeing a lot of women that's having a hard time connecting with other women. I'm not really sure if they've never really had friendships you know what I'm saying, and had true friends in their lives. So they always have this wall. And, even on some of my consultations, they'll say, look, I don't have any friends. And, is that a choice, or is that something because it's a pattern? Is there something, let's analyze why you don't have any friends. Is the breakup or whatever always because something they did, or is it because maybe you're petty Betty and you get ticked off at the smallest thing, or what is it? Do you hold everybody else to the same standard that maybe the last couple of friends did, and maybe that's why you can't let anybody in? Am I the only one that's experiencing this with women? I find it really hard to connect with women, and kind of like let them let you in. I don't know if it's because it's a lot of backstabbing that's maybe happened, or what's really going on. And even not even from like a mentor mentee relationship, but I'm seeing it across the board in businesses and collaborations. Like, we won't even collaborate with other women for whatever the hang up is. But what we have to understand is their power in numbers. And it's just like today, Joey, your people become my people become your people, Charissa's people. I mean, we could do so much more if we would just come together and collaborate. And if we would just take the time to really grow up and put on our big girl panties and sit down, we have a lot more in common than what we think, than what we see on the exterior. So I think that's also a big issue that I'm seeing.
Yeah, I think it's because as females, that comparison thing is so big. Like, we're looking at the next and we are trying to make ourselves have what they have. If we don't have this, then that comparison spirit is running rampant. Or it could be something from the childhood. Maybe they have mama or daddy issues or something like that makes that they've been hurt and don't know how to forgive, or they're holding on to something that may make women just kind of fearful of different relationships. I mean, whatever the case may be, it's just so many things out there. It goes back to what we said earlier about just making sure that we can be vulnerable and trust. If we can't be vulnerable with each other and we can't trust each other, the partnership, the friendship, the mentorship is not going to be successful if we can't really open up and be honest about what really is going on.
And yeah, now I'm just like, we need therapy and mentorship, right? We really do, because there's a lot of trauma, I think, that goes into what or is a key factor regarding what Tonya mentioned. So, like, trauma, whatever, as Charissa said, whether it's mommy issues or I used to have a best friend and I don't have a best friend anymore because she did X, Y, and Z, but those things, we don't think about it as trauma, but it is a traumatizing experience for them. And it's something that they are unable to break loose from independently. They need that therapist to help guide them out of that dark place. And until they address that part, which many of us don't, we just jump to coaching and mentorship when there's a whole nother layer to that that needs to be addressed. But until we get someone who is qualified and a perfect fit for us in that area of our lives that we're struggling with, we are going to miss the mark regarding mentorship. We're going to totally miss that boat. Because again, we're struggling or pushing against what is meant to propel us. It's meant to propel us, but we don't see it that way because we're still dealing with that trauma and needing a therapist to help us address that layer, which prevents us from being able to walk into other areas of our lives effectively.
Yeah. Or not even having that, seeking out the therapist. We talk about it. It's been so prevalent lately, but how many of us really do go and get one?
I posted the other day that said it's okay to have Jesus and a therapist.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that,
Yes. Because listen, I know how it is to have all that stuff bottled in and bottled up, and honey, it is no joke. It is no joke. You'll be sick and all kinds of things because you have all of that stuff, all of that poison on the inside of you. You gotta let it go. You gotta let it out. You gotta release it. somehow, some way, you got to get it out. I thank God for the way that he had me to release mine, because had I not, I don't think I'll be the woman that I am today. And I'm still growing, and he's still got some other things that he's doing in the inside of me. But Lord, I know what it feels like to have all that hurt and that pain and that disappointment all bottled in, and you not talking to anybody about it. Oh my goodness, it's no joke. It's no joke. So if you are listening and you need a therapist, go and get, I know some, I can inbox me. I know some therapists that will be glad to assist you and help you get to that next level, because that's what it's all about. We're all on a journey to our next, to our new, to what else is happening. And we have to let go of some old things. One of the best things, and I want to say this probably happened maybe a year ago. I don't know. But I was reaching out to one of my mentors, and we were talking. And I just told her I couldn't stop crying, like I couldn't stop crying. And she was like, "You're grieving the old you." And I had to actually look at, like, get more information, like, grieving the old me. What does that mean? What is that? So I'm grieving that shyness, that person who was in the back, and God is pushing me out towards the front. So that old person, those old things and those old ways, they were certainly just shedding off. But I had to go through that, and I had to call. I was like, I don't know. It just came out of nowhere, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. I was boo-hooing. I said, "Listen, I don't know what's going on, but I need you to pray, because right now." But yeah, like we have to grieve and get that stuff out of us. However, we got to scream, we got to kick, we got to go to therapy 2-3 times a week. I don't care, whatever you need to do. We need to do that so that we can show up and be our best selves and be who God has called us to be. Man, I'm so excited. Listen, those of you who are on Clubhouse, those of you who are on Facebook Live, if you have questions that you want to ask us or anything like that, I'm getting the comments, I'm checking the chat, I'm looking at the Facebook Live and Clubhouse. I see y'all. I'm just going to shout out a few things that I hear, and then we'll keep this conversation going. Dominique says we need help us get to the root of that thing. Yes, Lord God. Pastor Michelle says insecurity and jealousy. I'm sure she was talking about that situation, Tonya, that you were talking about. Oh my goodness, we see it all the time. It's so prevalent. Yes, I'm looking at the comments and okay, Clubhouse. But yes, man, this conversation is so good. So I want to switch gears. We're like at 7:20, and we said that we want to try to do at least an hour, and I don't want to keep you ladies as long, but we can go on and talk forever. It's just like natural, like we just get on here, and it's no rhyme or reason, no program, no nothing. It's just conversation. Okay, come on. Letitia is putting the connects in there. Thank you so much. Letitia is putting those therapists who I were thinking of, the ones I were thinking of, in the chat. So if you are listening to this now or watching this replay, man, y'all get connected to some of these women and men of God, man, who can help you get through some things. I'm telling you. But yeah, let's keep going. So we're getting ready to close at the end of this conversation, and it has been, when I say amazing so far. I want you to leave our viewers, our listeners, with some words of encouragement about your a mentor and a mentee. Some words of encouragement about a mentor or a mentee. I'll give you a few moments, because I know I'm throwing some stuff at you. But leave them with a few ahas or something that they need to just pencil or think about when it comes to that mentor or mentee.
Well, for me, I would say in order to heal, you have to feel. And that's for the mentee. like we've been saying this whole conversation, if you can't be real to yourself and you're not willing to really dig your heels in deep and find out what that root cause is, sometimes you just have to rip the Band-Aid off. You know, that scab is never going to heal if it's covered and it can't breathe and get any air. So, you know, in order to heal, you have to feel, you have to go through those emotions, and you'll be surprised how strong you are. And, you know, when you overcome that, that the new person, like you were talking about, that you're going to be. I know, speaking from myself, once you overcome that old self, you're not even the same person. I look back, I was so shy 8 years ago. You would have never caught me on here, baby. I would have been like, oh no, can I turn my camera? If I can turn my camera off, I'll do it. But, you know, now I'm speaking, I'm doing all these things, and it's just like, who was she? Like you said. And I guess from a mentor standpoint, I would leave with you, remember, someone's always watching you, even on your bad day. They may not be your client yet, you know, but somebody is always watching. So always put your best foot forward. Watch what you even post, you know, because women, let's just be real, we act out of emotions a lot of times. And so, you know, somebody might have ticked us off, or something might have, you know, somebody might have left their tennis shoes in the floor and it just made us mad. So we'll go on there and we'll, you know, post something. Somebody else will see it as something totally different than, you know, what we're really mad about. Yeah. So just pay attention that somebody's always watching.
That's good.
So what I tell my clients all the time is that, and anybody that I come in contact with, I just want them to remember and know that they were born to live, not just exist. And with that, that's my tagline. That's what I love to pour into people and remind people, that you were born to live, not just exist. And so many times we walk around day in and day out just existing, and we are existing because we are not tapping into who we need to be, who we were created to become, who we are intended to be, and we are not doing what we were created, what we were born to do. And you know, that goes back to what I mentioned earlier about tricking ourselves into believing these things about we're bigger than we are, and this, that, and the other. But you really have to know that in your heart, spirit, and mind, and walk in that daily, knowing that every step you take should be intentional. It should be strategic, and it should be intentional. And if you don't know what steps to take, that's what mentorship is all about, is connecting with that person to help guide you along that path, and to discover the path, because you may not even know what the path is, but to discover that path. So that is what I want to leave anyone with, whether you're a mentor, whether you're a mentee, is just that you were born to live, not just exist. And every single day is a day for you to take steps intentionally and strategically.
Good. That's good. So good, you two. And I think I could just add on to that and just say, you know, keep walking. To every day you get up, every day you wake up, every day you get a step, keep going. We fall sometimes, we fall short, we don't get it right. But every day that we have breath, we have to continue to put one foot in front of the other. Be real about where you are and who you know where you are and where you're going and what you need to do. Be real and honest with yourself. Be real with yourself first. Recognize that there's something that you need to do to change. And then once you realize the things that you need to do to change, get with those God sent people who can help you get in those places, get in position for that change, get in those community, those small groups that mentor. Tonya said it earlier, have mentor for a variety of things. Get with like-minded people who can push you to your next, who can push you, who can see you and develop the gift that's in the inside of you. Make sure you check your connections, but also check you first. make sure that you're showing up and being the real vulnerable you. Man, I listen, I just don't even want this to end. Like, this has been amazing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this has been amazing. Listen, if you have questions y'all want to ask, please drop those now. I'm going to turn it over to the ladies so that they can share how you may get connected to them, and what coaching services they may have to offer you all. So I'm going to turn it over. Either one of you guys can, I don't never pick. Either one of y'all go first. It doesn't matter to me, but let them drop your emails, your numbers, websites, and all the amazing things that you have going, and how they may, if they want to utilize your services, how they can get in touch with you. They're trying to decide who's going first, y'all.
I guess that's Tonya telling me to go first. So again, I am Joey Gresham. It has been a pleasure. I hope that between the three of us that you have heard something that has positively impacted your life. I am the owner of Joey Iman, and I serve as a life coach and therapist for women and moms. I am trained and soon to be certified in perinatal mood disorders, including anxiety. And I just want, my whole mission and purpose in life is to empower women and moms, and to help them revive the woman within. That's what we do. We revive the woman within, because as Tonya mentioned, I believe she mentioned during the time that we've had here, that we often just pour and give and give and give to everybody and everything, and we neglect ourselves. And and moms in particular, we are good for it. We give our children, we give our families. Even if you don't have children, you give your families, you give to, you may work with children. you just give, pouring, and we end up pouring from an empty cup, and again tricking ourselves into believing that we are thriving, and we're not. We are struggling. And so that is what I'm here for. That's the purpose that I serve, is to help you walk through that journey, to get you to embrace your new identity as a mother, to embrace the new identity that you are, where you are as a woman, and to help you revive the woman within. You can reach me via email at revive, REVIVE at JoeyIman, JoIIMAN.com. I can be reached via phone 205-378-9679. And you can view my website at JoeyIman.com. That's JoIIMAN.com.
Awesome. I am Tonya Williams, and I am a transformational life coach. You may be saying, what the heck is that? Well, I help women discover their purpose and walk in it. I also help you become the best version of yourself. So whatever areas that you're struggling with, that you want to be better than you were yesterday, set those goals, help you, launch your business and get started. I help you in all those things, whatever makes up the best version of you. I also am an author, and I have created a small group from my book called The Best Version of Me, and I will start leading that back up in August, and it's 6 weeks long, and each week we break down a chapter in the book. It comes with a workbook. I have also created a leader guide, so for some of you who might be looking to eventually help out and lead that, if that's something you're interested in, I would love that. You do have to go through the small group first. In addition to that, I am a speaker, and I do have my own mentoring group that I have, which is Covered Girls. So that is an extension of the small group. Once you go through the small group, many of you know that, the small group's awesome and you have accountability, but when it's over, and you're like, now what? And, this is just an extension of that. Well, the small group is free, but the extension is not. You do have to pay for that. But I have 2 different programs where if you didn't heal in certain areas through the small group, then we discuss those things as a group, and we walk through those, for another 6 months if needed and work on those things. And it may just be everyday issues. For those of you who got what you came for and you stepped up to the plate and, you overcame and you healed in all those areas, then I also offer an extension for, like I said, women who want to start up their own business. And that's also a 6-month program. I do all this via Zoom, so you can be anywhere to attend. We do it one night a week. So if you guys are interested in any of that, you can catch me on Facebook. I'm under Tonya Williams, or you can email me at TonyaWilliams01@gmail, and it's TONYA. Or you can go to my website at www.tonyawilliamslifecoach.com, and you can just contact us. There's a little tab that just says contact us, or you can go on there. I have the small group on there and other coaching services.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. And I'm going to share, I am, again, Charissa T, visionary of HR Ministries, and I coach LLC, where I am a midwife. I help you birth the vision, the business, or the book, whatever God has laid on your heart to do through coaching. I have a 6-week mentorship program called Push, to birth your business, your vision, your book, and your service, a product or services. That 6-week comes with group coaching and one-on-one sessions. I have videos, homework assignments, journal prompts, affirmations, all kinds of stuff on my online academy called the Creatives Academy. You can know more about that by going to my website at www.charissat.org, or you can email me at info@charissataylor.org. Ladies, I am I'm honored to be able to get on this live stream with you guys, and just us coming together like we always do. Like we always do, and just have a meaningful conversation and just talking and just letting God just do whatever he wants to do and letting him have his way. I thank you ladies so much for you all and just being a vessel. And I know we talked the last time we talked, I told you guys that I was getting ready to put some things in place, and to be ready that I will be calling on you. And I'm just one shy step away. Once I solidify that date, I'm calling you. Okay. But be ready.
You need a push or an accountability partner.
I need to drive my butt to the place to go pay my deposit. That's what I need to do. And I'm going to do it. So sometime be on the lookout. God has definitely done it again. And so we are hosting our first conference since COVID-19. And you know, we talked about it, and I already told y'all y'all got to be there. So just once I get the date solidified, I'll be texting y'all. Hey, look.
Now, what do we tell our clients? The first thing, like, what's the first thing you said to me when coaching my book? Now, when do you want this done by?
You want to do
your deadline?
When the deadline is? Monday.
Practice what you preach. Okay.
Monday, Tonya.
I'm going to text you on Monday and remind you. No, Monday's a holiday. It's Juneteenth.
They're supposed to be open, though. He told me they'll be open.
Okay.
It's my birthday.
I'm going to send you a text.
Yes, ma'am. Do that, because I told him I'll be there first thing in the morning. I did. All I got to do is get the date down, and I promise you, once I get that date, we in there. But so ladies, y'all, ladies, queens, kings, whoever is watching, because I can't see who's on Clubhouse. My phone has gone black, but I think we're still running. And I can't see who's on Zoom because I'm looking at Zoom, on Facebook Live because I'm looking at Zoom. I'm sorry. So listen, y'all, we are so excited. Again, Tonya and Joey, thank y'all so much for yet again accepting the assignment, and just know that there is more to come. So just be on the lookout. And for those of you who are, y'all see, this is live stuff. Now, Tonya said she gonna be my coach. She gonna make sure. See, this is what I'm talking. That's the kind of folks you need in your life. Like, hey, sis, you said I'm gonna text you Monday because you told me. Come on now, come on with it. I thank God for you ladies, man. I thank God for you guys who are rocking it out with us to the end. We said we were going to do this within an hour, and I stuck to, well, a little bit to the time. I don't want to hold you guys too much longer. I know you guys are busy moms and y'all have, whole families and stuff like that. Me, I just got my dog, I just got to go to the dog, ain't got to worry about kids. It's a catch-22 in that thing, though. It really
Whatever
is.
you desire is coming.
Okay,
that's a whole nother thing. Don't even get me started.
See, I'm about to get off of here.
It's yours.
Yeah. I touch and agree in Jesus' name.
Listen at this.
Amen.
Y'all see this? I cannot with them too. They cutting up, y'all. But seriously, I know you guys have other things that you need to do. So again, thank y'all so much. Listen, till next time, we will be back. Thank you, Holy Spirit. We will be back not next Monday, but the 27th, June 27th. We are coming back. We have started. So this live was the start of our summer series. Each year, God have us do different things. I think last time we were doing Bible study. This year, we're doing summer series. So we have two Facebook Live or live stream events in June and July. And our next event, we will have Minister Doella and Dr. Joy, the nutritional plug, who are going to come on and talk about health and wellness. Listen, y'all mark your calendars. It's going to be June 27th. It'll be via Zoom, Clubhouse, and Facebook Live. 6:30 CST time, and we're going to dive into the conversation about health and wellness. Listen, this is a ministry that talks about the whole person. We don't just focus on spirituality. We want you to get well in your physical body. We want you to get whole in your mind with mental health and in your finances. We want to help you become homeowners. We want to help you become better in other areas, just not spiritually. So, excuse me, stay connected and join us not next Monday. I'm about to say that. The fourth Monday, June 27th. I think that's the last Monday. Come on, help me somebody. The last Monday for that health and wellness chat. Listen, this has been a blessing. Ladies, I love you. I'll be talking to you very, very soon. Tonya, I already know you. I know what you're going to do. I'm going to be on it. You hear me? I love y'all. God loves you more. Till next time, we love you and we will see you later. Bye, y'all.